Welcome back. Here's the first session where we're going to be talking about what you need to prepare for your application, things to gather, and things also to understand about the application itself. We're going to look at the application from the admissions officer's perspective, the components that go into it, so you can start to gather the materials that you need and to jump right in. First, I want to talk to you about your GPA. You have to know what your GPA actually is. So different high schools will show different GPAs in different ways. For example, if you look at the GPA conversion chart that I'm showing you right now, some schools will give you a 96 overall GPA on the bottom of your transcript. This isn't your report card. A transcript and a report card are different. We're looking at a transcript which shows all of your grades from 9th grade until 11th or 12th grade, whatever grade you currently are in. It's a culmination of your high school career, semester by semester. At the bottom of that transcript, there should be an overall average, which is considered your GPA. Some schools will report it from a scale from 1 to 4, and some schools will report it from A until F, and some will put it in a number range from 1 to 100. So no matter what your high school gives you, you want to understand what it is and understand where you are in the rankings. So if you have all Bs, you might be between a 3.0 and a 3.4 GPA. But if you have all As, you would be closer to the high 3s and closer to a 4. So understand your GPA before we get moving. Once you understand what that is, you want to understand how colleges are looking at your application. Your application has a number of different components. So if you look at yourself from a bird's eye view and you're looking down and you're seeing what does this student look like from an outside perspective. So there are different components to the application that the admissions office is looking for. I'm going to share with you what they're looking for. So at College Confident Prep, we're looking at the application components. We're looking at transcripts and grades, your test scores, whether you take the ACT, the SAT, and the SAT subject exams, your extracurricular activities, and your resume, your college essay, as well as your recommendation letters from your teachers or folks outside of the high school that aren't blood relatives. These are the 5 major components of your college application. Students can be stronger in some components and weaker in others. So don't beat yourself up if you're not a good writer and your essay isn't as strong, but you nailed your SAT exam because you decided to take it 5 times. So practice makes perfect. If you're not strong in one area, you just work on the other area to make sure that it overcompensates. So, moving on, we understand where we have to be. We have to gather those 5 components together to share with your admissions officers on your college application. Most of the college applications will be in one portal, luckily. Most colleges in the United States are on the Common Application. You can start to look at it. It's called commonapp.org, COMMONAPP.org. Within that application, you're going to see that you can add up to 20 colleges. So if you want to apply to 4, that's totally fine. If you want to apply to a maximum of 20, that's also fine. There is no perfect number to apply to. Everybody will tell you, oh, don't apply to more than 10 colleges or don't apply to more than 15. Apply to your heart's content. If you feel that there's numerous places that are the right place for you, go for it. There's no no's. I personally like to say to my students, you're going to get rejected. Automatically, accept it. One school is not the right place for you, and you're going to hear a no. But you're also going to hear a yes. And that yes might be the place that you're supposed to end up. So let's all take a moment and accept rejection. Once we accept the rejection, we're not afraid of it. So if you're okay with being rejected, apply to 20 colleges. You might get rejected from 15, but you'll get into 5. And it's those yeses that we're really aiming for. But to get yeses, you have to get nos. To understand where you want to be in life, you also have to understand what you do not want. So once you understand what you don't want, you can understand what you do want. Moving along. So now we're going to talk about a little bit about the components. So we looked at the 5 components of the application. Your transcript. I told you a little bit more about what your transcript was earlier in the presentation. If you're unclear about what your transcript is, you should go ask your college advisor in your high school, which is usually your guidance counselor, and ask for a copy of your transcript. You want to bring it home and read it with your parents so everybody understands what that is. If you have an option to take more honors or advanced placement AP courses, sign up. The more challenging courses you have on your transcript, the better it is. Your SAT and ACT scores. If you're currently a junior, I hope you've already taken an SAT or an ACT exam by now. You want to sign up for every SAT or ACT or both exams that you can take from now until October. When you take the SAT too late in December, the scores come out too late to the college admissions, and they've already kind of gathered their freshman class. So you're a little late to the game if you wait until the last minute. Please sign up for every SAT. You're going to say, I'm not ready. I'm just not ready. Listen, none of us are ready. You just jump in the water and hope you can swim. Your recommendation letters are important. Please start to look at 2 or 3 teachers, administrators, mentors, religious affiliations in your life that can guide you or write you a great recommendation letter. These people are people that know you. They know how you perform in the classroom. They know your strengths. They know your weaknesses. They also know your journey. So if you were really distraught 2 months ago when a dog who was a neighbor's dog got hit by a car and you performed pretty badly on an exam because you were so upset, they can talk about that and say, this student is a great student, but they did have a little bit of a trouble with a personal time in their life. Also, they can talk about your leadership skills. This student is a great student because they lead all the other kids in my class towards group projects. So think about who you want to ask for your recommendations. Your essay, we're going to talk about it at another point because that's a completely different lesson. But just know that it's coming up and you will rewrite it 10 times. We want you to have the strongest grades you can, grades 9 through 11. We want a strong report card and a heavy schedule. Pack it in. If you haven't packed it in the past, sign up for more extracurriculars, more classes. Which brings us to your resume. College officers want to know what you're doing outside of high school. Are you coming home and sleeping all day? Are you staring at a wall? Then you're not really that exciting to them. But if you really have seized every opportunity in your school, you joined the chess club because you didn't know how to play chess. You decided you wanted to start a club of your own. So you got 6 peers that you knew that were really into Quidditch, or they really loved math equations and you formed a math club. Go ahead and be courageous. Get out there, look at something new, say, I don't know how to do this, but I'm going to try. Because college admissions officers look at that and they say, this is a kid who's going to come to my college campus and join everything. So if you might not have a ton of sports, which is okay, or you might not be in National Honor Society, but you decided to start a young women's leadership group, all the better. Just don't go home and sleep all day. Okay? Nobody wants a lazy kid on their college campus. Get out there, get involved. It doesn't have to be in your school. You can even join your church. You can join the parks department. There's so many things going on around you that aren't on your TV screen or computer screen, and they aren't in your home. Get out there and get involved. Understand what life is about. So going back to the application, that pretty much sums it up for us. I want you to start thinking about this. Look at yourself from an outside perspective before we really get into the application process. And I'm really excited to jump in with you. I'm glad you gave me a few minutes of your day today, and I hope to see you soon.